If you're looking to learn to use Google Sites, this is the video for you. I'm going to quickly but clearly, step by step, take you through everything that you need to know if you want to create a website and publish it. Now, I'll divide this video into two parts, and this is part one. If you want to watch part two, which is the more advanced features, then the video is on the screen now and you can click on that and watch that. Part one is going to go through all the basics, and that will allow you to create a website and create pages and add pictures and video, etc. In part two, I focused on some of the newer features, particularly added in 2024, and I'm going to show you how to build a more sophisticated website. Really hope you like the video, and as always, if you do, please like it, please share it, please comment on it, and of course join me on my YouTube channel. Any of those things are really going to help to push my algorithm on YouTube. One last thing, many people ask me how I make my videos. I use Camtasia. If you want to try it out, there's a link to test it for free in the description. You can also buy it with a discount. I've provided a link there, and there's also a free 6-part course that will take you through everything in how Camtasia works, and I'll also put that in the description. Okay, so the first thing when you want to create your website is you're going to go to Google. You're going to go to your Google Drive, and they're going to come over to the left hand side here. You're going to click on New, and the one that you want is click on More, and then you'll see that you've got Google Sites, and that is the one that you want. So come over, click on it, come over here, Google Sites, open it up, and we're ready to start. And you're going to be amazed. I'm now going to just quickly show you in just a few seconds how you can immediately create your first few web pages. So a good start is to give yourself, this is actually the name of the file. So I'm just going to put here Russell Site, okay, and profile, we'll call this, for example. And then here as my title, I'm just going to put Russell Stannard. I'm going to put my name. I'm going to create a kind of a website about my work. Obviously the website could be about anything, and actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some content on the front page. So notice that you can just kind of come in here and click and add your name or whatever title you want, and of course what you can also do is change the size of that if you don't want it to be quite so big or whatever. So I'm going to actually make that a little bit smaller, and I can even of course change the font that I use, etc. We will come back to this because I'll be showing you more about how we can make it look a lot more interesting. So let's actually create our first kind of page of content. So I'm going to come down here, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to double click on the screen, and I'm going to click on text. Now, as you can see, I can just start writing straight away. But actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy some text that I've already got, and I'm going to paste that in. So I've got some text here. I'm just going to right click and paste, okay, paste in that text, and you see straight away it just adds it into the screen. Now watch this, I can click, and if I want to I can say, well, I don't want that to be quite so big, I want to move that over a little bit and kind of squash it down, it will get longer, and that allows me now to use this side. And again, I'm going to double click. Instead of going for text this time, I'm going to go for image. Now if I go here, it's going to access images that I've already logged up or have already added up onto my Google Drive. And I do have that as an option, but what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go to this one and I'm going to upload a picture. And I'm going to just grab, for example, this picture here. I'm going to place that picture in. I'm going to click on open, and there the picture is added in. And what I'm going to do is stretch that out a little bit by just grabbing it and stretching it out. And now we kind of have our first page. Very, very simple. And one thing I am going to do is I'm just going to select all of that, and I'm going to turn off the bold by just clicking twice so that none of it's bold. Okay, and that way it all looks nice and even. Now it will probably be a good idea to put a little title here at the top. So I'm going to just kind of click at the top and just write it. I'm going to write Russell Stannard Short History, and I'll select that and put that into bold, just that one little bit. There we are, we got our first page. Now let's build another page. Now immediately you're going to see the absolute magic of working with Google Sites, because I'm going to come over here to pages, and I'm simply going to click on add, and I'm just going to go for this lower option, add new page, and then I'm going to give this a pay, and I'm going to call this YouTube videos, and I'm going to include some of my YouTube videos on my website. So I'm going to click on done. Notice now I've got two pages. I've got a home page, and now I've got this new page called YouTube videos. Now I want to put some videos in here, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, in fact it won't matter, but I'm just going to click there just to make sure that we've got this part selected. I'm going to come over to here, insert, and then interestingly we kind of connect to all the different things that are on our Google Drive and also on our YouTube channel, or on YouTube generally. So we can come down here to YouTube and we can select the video that we want to work with. In fact, what we can do is we can just do a search. So I can write Russell Stannard. So I'm just going to click on Russell Stannard, and it's going to bring up loads and loads of videos, and I'm going to use this one here. Okay, I want to put that in as an example of my work, and I click on insert. So you can use this as a way of searching for your video. I'm going to make that a little bit bigger, so I'm going to pull that out, but I'm going to click on the side again now and just add text. So I clicked on text, and I'm just going to put here sample of Russell's videos. Okay, and I'm going to select that and put that into bold just so that it looks nice. Now incredibly, we've done our second page. This is how fast it is. We've got our home page now, and we've got YouTube. Now I'm going to do another page. I'm going to click on pages. I'm going to create a third page. So I'm going to click on this again. I'm going to choose just the bottom one here, a new page. So I'm going to click here. That's going to add a new page, and what we're going to call this one is articles. Okay, and I'm going to click on done. So we now have a new page where I'm going to share a couple of articles that I've written. So what I put obviously inside of in terms of content really is up to me, but I'm just kind of building this up, and just look how quick it is for me to build up the pages. I've already got now a website with 3 pages. Now, one thing I forgot to mention, if you want to check if your video is working, you can't play the video in edit mode. What you need to do is simply come up here to preview, and that opens up the preview window. And if you click on this now, you'll be able to play the video. If you're an English language teacher, okay, so you can see that that works absolutely perfectly. And then once you finish, you just click on this button to come out of preview and come back into the main editing window. Now I'm going to show you now how to basically add links so that you can click and open up other content. So what I'm going to do is double click on the screen. Remember, it always opens up this kind of menu. Again, we're going for text, and I'm just going to write at the top here, Russell's articles. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to list a few articles. So I'm going to put number 1. I will put that in bold actually, so I'm just going to select that and put that in bold. I'm just going to come down here, so I'm going to put article about feedback. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that into a link. So I need to be able to link to something here, okay? So I'm just going to grab the link to an article that I know is on the internet. So here's the article that I want to link to, so I'm just going to copy that. So I'm going to copy, I'm going to come back. What I'm going to do is now, watch this, I'm just going to select that piece of text, click here on link. It's very important the way that I do this. I'm going to add that link in, okay, and click on apply. And now that link becomes active. Now you can't check if that link is active unless you actually preview. So what I'm going to do now is just going to preview the website. I'm going to click on preview. And that actually is the same for the YouTube video. If we come back to the YouTube video, you'll see now that we can preview the YouTube video. But if we come over to that article, what I'm hoping is if I click on this, it's now going to open that article up in a new page. Let's see if it works. So I click on it, and there it is. It opens up a new page. It's going to take a few seconds, and there's the article. So we've now added an article. Now remember to click here to leave the preview. Okay, and we'll come back to here. And what we're going to do is going to add a few more links. Now one thing I'm going to do, and this is quite important, is I'm just going to come back to our pages, and I'm going to just click where I've written articles, and I'm going to just update that, and I'm going to click and put articles and websites. Okay, so I'm making the title a little bit longer. So it's really good news that you can do that. Okay, so you can go back to any of your pages and just double click on it, and obviously change it or update it, etc. Now I'm going to come back now to my articles page, and I'm going to add a second article, or in fact in this case it's going to be a website. So I'm going to just put number 2, and I'm going to write Russell's website. Okay, so I have a website where I put up all my training videos. It's called teachertrainingvideos.com. I will be telling you about it a little bit later, but I'm just going to copy the link to this and then come back here again, select, and then add, insert, and then paste that link in. So it's the complete link. It's important that it is the complete link. Okay, and in fact for some reason it didn't copy properly, so I'm just going to do that again. Make sure it copy, come back here. I'm going to delete that because that didn't work. That's not what I wanted. I'm going to paste it in again, and this time it's correct. Good. And I'm going to click on apply. So now I've added 2 links on this page. Now to make this page a little bit more interesting, I'm going to make the text a bit smaller here, and I'm going to add a nice image here. So what I'm going to do again is double click on the screen. I'm going to choose this time, in fact the same again, I'm going to upload an image, and I'm just going to grab another image that I can put in there to kind of make the website look a little bit more attractive. I'll put that one in there. Okay, and again I can click on it and just pull it out, make it a little bit bigger. And so I'm going to build up on this side some links to some articles and websites, and on this side we're going to have an image. So it's already starting to look really nice. We've already got kind of 3 pages, and we're going to now build this up a little bit more. But what we'll do at this stage is just take a little stop, and we'll kind of start to make it look a little bit more fun, a bit more visually appealing. And apart from that as well, we're also going to just look at a few options in the way that we're going to be able to share this with other people. Just a super quick break from the video. If you do like what you're seeing and you want more free videos, come over to teachertrainingvideos.com. Loads of stuff on the opening page, and also we've got these drop down menus now, the very popular AI technologies. I specialize in making videos for language teachers and language students, showing them how they can use technology to incorporate into their teaching and learning. If you want to sign up to the newsletter, and that way you'll keep updated with all of the latest videos that I upload, as well as the free webinars that we run, but also there is a free mini course, 14-part video course on using technology in language teaching and language learning. And there are no tricks. It's completely free, and nearly all the technologies that I suggest to you are free as well. And I'm really going to show you some of the most popular videos on my YouTube channel. Finally, if you want to, you can have live training with me. It costs just $6 a month. And for that, we meet online once a month, and we do a very interactive training session where we deep dive on 1 or 2 technologies, and we talk about how to use them, and we do activities so that we can really understand how they work. Now, nearly everyone that's on my Patreon is a language teacher, and most of them are English teachers. If you want to find out more about Patreon, just click on the button there and you can watch a video. It gives you a lot more detail. And as well as the webinar once a month, the webinar, you also get 3 additional videos, training videos from me with no ads, where I highlight lots of other technologies that I don't cover in my YouTube channel. And remember, everything that I do is around language teaching and language learning, and using technology to impact on both of those areas. Now, one of the best ways of making the website visually more appealing, and there are a number, is to come over here to your themes and choose another theme. So if I click over on this side here and double click, you'll see that there are a number of themes that we can choose from. And at the moment I'm on simple. I'm going to choose this one here. I like it. It's called level. Okay, and immediately now that updates the website and makes it a little bit more attractive. Now I'm going to do even more than that now. I'm going to come over to here. And you'll notice you've got these headers, but we could make these more interesting. If we could just, instead of just using a header, simple header, we can click on image, and we've got a selection of images that we can use. You can see them all here. Okay. And I'm going to go for this one here. I can just click on that. and then click on insert, and immediately that page has now been updated with a bit more of a visually interesting. I'm going to go over to YouTube and I'm going to do the same. Okay, I'm going to just roll over, and again I'm going to choose image, and I'm going to select from a range of images that are available to me. And in this case, again, I'm going to kind of keep that computer idea in there. So I'm going to click on this one. So I can click on this, and again, I've got to insert that image in, and now we've got again. And notice also I'm choosing kind of backgrounds that have and I don't know why that actually disappeared, interestingly. Anyway, oh no, it was the home page after. All right, so I've done those 2 pages now, and I've just got this to do. But always make sure that the title is still readable, okay? Make sure your title is readable once you start putting up an image, because sometimes it won't be. So I'm just going to come back to this one, and again, image. Again, we're going to do upload. In fact, sorry, we're not going to do upload. We can do upload. We can upload images that but I like to use the images, sorry, that are available to us. So I'm going to click on select. There is actually a lot. So if you scroll down, you'll see there are quite a lot of images that you can use, okay? And another one that I like, if I can find it, where is it? There, this one here, the keyboard. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to insert that, and that's going to be my image from my front page. So now my pages look a lot more fun, okay? And I've updated as well the template, well, what we call the theme, so that visually it looks a little bit more interesting. So let's imagine actually that we're quite happy with this, okay? Perfect, it's what we wanted, just a simple site with 3 pages, and we now want to publish this to make it accessible. We can literally come over to this button here, click on publish, and it's going to give us a few options. So I'm just going to click on this button here. It's going to give me my title. My web address is going to be Russell Site Profile, and the complete web address is going to be this one here. So the https sites google.com view Russell Site Profile. Now you could change that if you want to. So I'm going to put here Russell Profile 2024. And hopefully, this is a great address, but it's already been taken. Now I know that because I'm already taken it actually. But if I change Russell Stannard Profile, let's put that. Just trying to show you that you can. That one looks possible. There, it's giving me the click. So I could now click on publish. It doesn't matter. I'm going to click on it, and this will actually be active. Publish. Ta-da! All done. Now I can actually share this now and get anybody to access it. So if I come up to here, copy publish site link, I can click on that button, copy that link, and I could now share that, and people would actually be able to come on and see my website. Now the good news is I can unpublish as well very quickly by just clicking on that, and now if I do that, it's not now published anymore, and it means that basically I just click on OK. They will no longer be live. Are you happy about that? So yeah, OK. So you can unpublish very, very quickly. So if you do want to share whatever you've created and show it out to the world, that is how you would do it. Now, there's another interesting thing. You may want to have more than one person working on your website with you, and this is why I'm talking about this being a great type of technology for group work activities where students perhaps are working in small groups of 3 or 4, and they can all work together and add to the Google site. Of course, it doesn't have to be a website. It could just be various bits of information within a website. It doesn't have to be, a whole profile website like the one that I'm producing. So let's imagine that I want some more people to work on this website with me, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on here. And all I need to do is to write their email address here at the top. If I know their email address, then I can just simply write their email address here at the top. And I'm going to show you. So I'm going to write another email address, and you can see it's just come up in my list here, and I'm going to click on it. Then notice that I can decide, well, what do I want this person to be able to do? And I want this person to be able to edit. So now if I click on send, this person will receive a request that will allow them to edit and work on the website with me. Now I can add multiple names. I'm not restricted to just one invitation. I can invite multiple people to edit and work on the website. Remember that you do need to set them though to editor so that they will have that permission. So if I click on send here now, I will be sending an invitation, and that invitation will be sent to the person in the email. Now I want to show you some special features of Google Sites, and it's part of the reason why Google Sites is so powerful as a technology. And what we need to do this is we're going to create a couple of pages. So we're going to click on new page. So we come over to pages here and we'll click on new page. And again, just choosing this bottom one, we've got 4 different things, but we'll look at some of these later. I'm going to click on that. And what we're going to do here is we're going to write Google Slides. Okay, so I'm just going to write Google Slides, and I'm going to do this a couple of times. So I'm going to add a new page called Google Slides, and I'm actually going to add another new page called Google Docs. Okay, so we're going to call this Google Docs. Done. Now, what we're going to do is click back onto the Google Slides. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click over to insert. Now, what I want you to understand is when you go to insert and you get this big menu system here, if we scroll down, you get access via the insert to all the things that you've stored in your Google Drive. So this is almost direct access to your Google Drive. So if I come down specifically and look at what Google Slides have I got in my Google Drive, it will show me. And what I can do with any of these is say, right, well, I want to put one of them into, I'm going to use this one on here. Okay, so I'm going to click on that. And then all I'm going to do is click on insert. And now that Google slide has been added into the page. Now I can resize the Google Slides. Okay, so I'm going to make it a little bit bigger, or drag it out to full screen if I wanted to. If I actually want to view this and see what it looks like, then click on preview. That's the best way. And then in preview, you can actually work through the pages by just clicking and jumping through the different pages. So you'll be able to go through like that. Really, really easy. And you can see that you can access the content. So really, really powerful that you can just link to content in your Google Drive so easy. Now I'm going to close that down and I'm just going to take you through that process again. But this time I'm going to come back to the pages and I'm going to jump to the Google Docs. I'm going to do exactly the same. I'm going to come over to insert, and then in the Google Docs, I'm going to come down. Remember, I've got all these different menu items, but I'm going to find my docs. I got all my recent Google Docs. I'll be able to access them, and I'll be able to just choose a Google Doc that I want to access. So you can see all my Google Docs here. And then what I can do is just choose one that I want to share. I'll click on that. Same thing again, insert, and that puts that straight in as a Google Doc. So powerful. Really, really easy to access the content in your drive and add it into your website. And again, this could be very significant for students because if they're building up an e-portfolio with evidence of their learning, it's very easy for them to add anything that they've generated and saved in their Google Drive. Now, you're not restricted to only content that's within your Google Drive because the embed feature in Google Sites is superb. So if we come over to pages, and I'm going to take you through an example, I'm just going to click on plus, new page, and we're going to call this Padlet, and we're going to add a Padlet. So I'm going to click on Padlet. Padlet is a kind of external tool where students can share their ideas. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to jump over to Padlet and I'm going to copy the embed code from a Padlet. So let me just show you that. So here's a Padlet that my students were working on together. So I'm just going to open it up so you can see it. And it's all about famous pop stars. And what I want to do is I want to embed this into my Google site. So what I'm going to do is come up to the share button here. And in the share button, the option that I want to choose is going to be to come to the share option, but I want embed code. So I click on that and I'm going to copy the embed code. So just simply copy Padlet embed code, copy that. Now when I come back to Google Sites, I'm going to come down to here at the bottom, double click of course to open up this kind of menu system. I'm going to click on this button now, embed, and I'm going to just paste in, make sure that you've chosen embed code. I'm going to just paste in all of that code. And I'm going to click on next, and you'll notice that it actually embeds the whole of the Padlet into, there it is, all done for me, look at that. I'm going to click on insert. I can resize it, of course. So I'm going to make that nice and big, stretch it right out, put the Padlet straight into the Google Sites. And you can do this with all sorts of things. Basically, as long as you've got an embed code, you will be able to embed that content into the Google Sites. Now, your Google Sites updates automatically as you're doing your work, but let's say it's the next day now and you want to come back and do some more work on your Google Sites. Where is it? Well, of course, you go to your Google Drive, and remember I named my object at the beginning, so you should see it. Now, often you'll see it at the top anyway because most of your recent files will be at the top, but I can see my one here. It says Russell Site Profile. But obviously that's what you need to look out for. Whatever the name of the file was, not the title, but the name of the file, that is how you will be able to find your Google site again by going to your Google Drive, looking for it, and then of course just double clicking and it will open up again, and then you can continue editing it. So this is really the end of part one. I'm going to share part two in the link below. We're going to jump up a level in part two and learn particularly about many of the updates to the 2024 version of Google Sites. But certainly what I've just trained you in will give you a solid start in creating a website that you could use for teaching purposes, for e-portfolios, etc. Okay, really hope you liked that video, and as I said, if you can come over to teachertrainingvideos.com, loads more free videos. Remember, if you want to sign up to the newsletter, there is the 14-part free mini course. There's no tricks. I highlight some of the best free technologies on the internet for delivering language teaching and language learning. And of course, you can also join me on Patreon if you want live sessions with me. If you want to meet me online and actually have direct training with me, then the best thing to do is to join me on Patreon. And if you click on this video here, you can get all of the information. And finally, if you want to contact me, scroll down, you can contact me on the website. If you want me to do some training with your organization, run a workshop, run a conference, or even if you want me to help you to build content for your online course, which is something I've done a lot of work on. Or maybe it's because you want to build up a YouTube channel, or you just want one-on-one training in using a technology like Camtasia. I am actually a recommended Camtasia trainer and I do a lot of work in Camtasia. Then you can contact me by just clicking on here and send me an email and I'll get back to you. I'm going to leave now some more content on the screen, some more videos that you might find interesting, and thank you very much.